Hello YouTube, Komodo Gaming here, playing some more Scrap Mechanic. Today we're going to be doing another town update. Now what you're looking at here, this is the apartment area that we did in the last episode. Really satisfied with the way that came out. I'll link the video in the description, so if you'd like to check that out. But anyways, we're going to exit here. Now, this episode is probably going to be in two parts. I have not finished what I've been building today. It's one of those things where I'm a little behind and the build is turning out to be a bit bigger than I expected. So, probably tomorrow I can get the second part of this. I'm not going to leave you guys hanging till Tuesday. That just wouldn't feel right to me. So, I'm going to do that. Now, you might have caught a glimpse of this building in my computer update video. And this is something you guys have wanted to see. Now, I'm not ignoring the whole fact that there's several other major items that you want to see. I know the airport has been talked about a lot, and I know a lot of I think it's like a bus depot is what you guys want. That's been talked about a lot. But in the last episode, the highest rated comment was something about a school. And that is what I've started to work on. Now, it didn't look like this earlier. It actually looked more like the bank. I had a shell put together. I started to build it and it was all out of bricks, and I just started looking at it and I was like, man, this looks like all the other buildings. It was really small. It just didn't look really unique at all. So I decided to scrap it, go back in and start looking at some more pictures of more modern looking schools. And this is what I came up with. I'm really happy with the way this building looks. It looks awesome. Now, I'm going to go ahead and just walk around the whole thing here. It's got a lot of glass to it. It's just got that modern feel. And it definitely looks different than anything else in my town. And that might be a good and a bad thing. I thought about it earlier. You know, I keep saying this is like a small town, but this school looks a little too modern for the town. But I guess it's just the way we're going to go, because now that I've got the new computer, I can kind of probably add quite a bit more just in this area here, so it's going to definitely get a lot more dense. But anyways, let's go ahead and just walk around the building real quick and kind of look at the outside. I'm really just happy with the exterior. Came out nice. I like the colors. I used kind of that, it's not black, it's like a really dark gray and white, and just kind of mixed it up. Added some angles to it and just I didn't want it just to look like a big box. So I've got some areas that are 2 stories. I've got one, or at least the back area is just 1 story. But really happy with the way the outside looks. Now the inside is almost 100% complete. The only area I'm not 100% happy with is this main area, or maybe we're gonna call it the lobby. It's a little empty right now. I started to make like a sitting area, and I kind of want to continue that all the way up and down here. But yeah, this is the lobby area. Really cool looking. It's really open. I looked at a lot of these modern schools or even colleges, and this is kind of just the main building. And there's going to be more buildings to this. This is not going to be the only building. When I started out, I was like, all right, we're going to have just a small school, a couple classrooms, maybe a library, and that's it. And then it just kind of evolved to this, and this is going to be a big undertaking. I'll actually show you the back area here in a second, or outside, and I'll show you where I'm going to move with this school, because there's going to be several facilities, and there's also going to be maybe a vehicle or 2. And that's where I was thinking about the bus. I know we need a bus for the school. I don't have that built yet. I wasn't able to get a vehicle put together. Now, a lot of times when I do these town updates, I like to have one new vehicle, and unfortunately I just don't have that right now. This building took a long time. Now, fortunately, I'm going to be off on Friday, or the day this video is released. I should be able to get some more hours in with it, maybe hopefully 3 or 4 more hours, and I can come out with one more update. Now, I don't know if it's going to be, maybe it's going to be 1 or 2 more parts. I'm not 100% sure. We'll just see how far I get tomorrow. Anyways, let's go ahead and look around here. Now, to the right, you've got a cafeteria area. Really cool looking. I wanted to incorporate it into the main lobby, and originally this wall wasn't here, but I decided I needed to divide it You gotta think, if there's a lot of people in here, it's gonna be a lot of noise, and that would be really distracting out here in the main area. So, got this glass wall built up. Yeah, you can sit quite a few people in here. And in the back here, this would be where the lunch ladies, or I don't know, I don't want to say lunch ladies, I'm pretty sure there's guys that do this too. The people who serve your lunch are gonna sit back here. Just got some empty areas, try to change it up a little bit. Be honest with you, I needed to put something in here, and I didn't want it just to be like a flat area of metal, so got some rollers here, got some areas where maybe you can sit some stuff down, maybe some ice, some drinks. I've got some heating lamps, and I probably don't need those all the way across, but they're there. And that is my sad attempt at a cash register. I'm not really happy with it, but I couldn't really figure out another way to do that, so anyways, kind of walk around here just a bit. You've got a really nice view. I really love the glass. You know, I thought about that clear glass on the Greygo mod, but I actually kind of like the paneled glass on this building, so really happy with that. And I like to paint the glass. Actually, I've got the paint tool here. I like to paint it this really, I think it's the lightest shade of blue, because the glass by default looks about like that. But with that blue, it just makes it look a whole lot better to me. But anyways, let's go ahead and walk out here. The next room we're gonna go to, this would be maybe the principal slash assistant principal's area. We've got 2 desks in here, some filing cabinets, just a little radio. I just knew, like, the administrative staff, I wasn't gonna have like a whole bunch of offices for them, but I knew I needed one dedicated office, so this is it. Now, as far as classrooms, I've got, let me think, 1, 2, 3 classrooms, I believe. The first one's here. This one's a kind of a tight classroom. It's one of the ones where everybody just sits on one table. So you've got these 2 tables sitting here. Nobody has their own individual desk. Now, on the other classrooms down there, they actually do. They're a little bit bigger. But this is kind of a tight area. You've got the blackboard up here. Got some lockers back in the back. I might build like a projection system on the wall. Maybe this will be like a room that actually has that. It's just really tight in here. But by the time I designed the building and I figured out where I was going to stick these classrooms, like at first, everything was just a big shell. And I was like, all right, I've got a big shell, but where am I going to actually stick classrooms? So this is kind of what I came up with. Now, I'll go to these here in a second. I'm actually going to go upstairs. Upstairs is a library, and I actually really love this room. The only thing I'm not happy with, the whole fact of I don't have anything that looks like books. Like none of these things would resemble books at all, so I didn't have anything to put on any of these shelves, so they're all empty, but they're here. You've got the little desk where the librarian would sit. You've got a nice view of the lobby area. It's really cool. And also you've got a nice view of the outside. This game's actually kind of pretty once you really turn everything up and you focus on like just the simple like sun shafts that go through the windows and the little particles. Let's see. Let's go ahead and go over here. Now these are a couple computers. You got a little computer area. I was gonna do a dedicated computer lab, but I decided let's just go ahead and throw a couple in the library. We've got a nice bench here. Now that is painted. That almost looked like it. I missed the painting, but it's actually the sun coming in on it. But yeah, that's really cool looking. You can see the car wash across the street. You got a nice pizza place, and the bank is to the left. But yeah, I almost extended this second story all the way across, but then, like, if I would have done it like all the way over there, it would have looked weird. Like, I wanted a big open lobby area, so I decided just to put the second story on that side. Anyways, you've got a couple bathrooms here. I'm trying to remember which one's which. I just put the sign on there and I put it upside down on the other. I think this is the men's restroom. We'll know here in a second. Yep, there's a urinal. That's the men's restroom. There's actually toilets and stuff in here. I didn't stick these on controllers or anything. They're actually on hinges. See if I can knock one open. No. Maybe I need to put those on controllers where you can open them up, but there's a toilet in there. So Just a pretty tight little stall. And of course you've got the ladies' room. It's 3 stalls. Now they've got a little extra thing here. This is where I hid all the controllers. It's like a little maintenance room. I know I probably shouldn't have put it in the ladies' room. I wasn't thinking at the time when I built these stalls. And then when I decided to put this in here, I was like, you know, maybe that should have been in the men's room. Or maybe it should have its own dedicated door. I don't know. We're kind of setting under the staircase, so I don't know any other place that I can put that door in. Let's actually stick it in the classroom over there. But anyways, it's got all these controllers in here. They go to all the doors. You can adjust anything that you might need. Now, there's not much adjusting that you're probably going to need because I think literally all these go to doors. So, yeah. I just needed a place to stick those controllers. I had got to where I was like hiding them in the floors, but then I decided, you know, on a lot of these buildings, I need to make just a dedicated little area for them. I know the bank has an area like this, and it makes it where you can just find everything, and everything's in just one area. You don't have to worry about cutting up the floor and hiding them, so happy with that. Let's go ahead and close this. Now, we've got a couple classrooms here. These are actually really pretty big classrooms. Let's go ahead and open that up. This is what I was talking about. You've got your own individual desk on these. You can actually go in here and sit. Got a nice blackboard in front of you. Fairly nice view of the outside area. Let's see. Yeah, the other classroom's actually pretty much exactly the same. But anyways, you've got another classroom over here. It's the same, pretty much the same setup as the other one. I just knew that I needed like several classrooms. I don't have any particular themes to these classrooms. It's kind of hard to make a theme with the parts that you have, so it's just, you know, there's not like a dedicated room for like science. Now, I would like to do a lab, and I'm thinking that's not going to be connected to this building. I'm thinking we're going to have one more like secondary building for special classes. Maybe a shop class, maybe a lab. I'll show you where I'm thinking of putting that building. Now here you've got these little, I don't even know what they're called. I know they look like lockers to me, and actually they're metal supports, but they kind of look like lockers, so I stuck them all up and down the hall. I think it looks good. Anyways, let's go ahead and go outside. Now, this is kind of where I left off. This building's almost done. It's just really the lobby area that needs to be finished. But out here, I started to extend the concrete out. Now, you're seeing that huge slab of concrete out here. And what I'm thinking is making a football field. And I know not all of my viewers are from America. When I say football, I mean the American football. The helmets, pigskin, throwing around, tackling each other, not the football or what we call soccer. So, thinking of putting that back here. I don't really know the scale. The person's kind of small, so I'm debating on how big this actually needs to be, but I'm going to do that, put some stands around it, and have that all set up. And I know I need to throw another building. Maybe we'll have like a small locker room back here, and I'm going to have like I want a second building somewhere else with the school. I'm thinking maybe right here we'll have like a second building. And I was talking about maybe having a lab and having possibly a shop. I don't know if I want to throw another repair shop in here. I mean, I know it's not the same as the one that's on the other side of town, but it might look the same, so I'm debating on if I want to do that. But yeah, that's kind of the plan. I know I need to add a vehicle. I know I need to get a bus in here. So I need to build that. I've got quite a bit to do here. This is definitely my biggest build. These other ones are really like 1 or 2 buildings, pretty simple, but with how big that building came out and the other facilities that I need to add, this is probably going to take several parts. Like, I don't even know if I'm going to finish it today, so I'll have another update on this. I don't really like to break these down, but I figured I better go ahead and do it like this, because if not, I wouldn't have an episode to give you guys. And I'm pretty sure you guys want to see the updates as they, you know, go along, so I'll have this available to download. Like I said, it's not complete, and then once tomorrow's episode comes out, I'll have another version of it to download. So you'll have that, and it'll be hopefully in a lot better shape. But yeah, I'm happy with the way it came out. You know, this took quite a long time, but it was definitely worth it. I love the way the building looks, and I'm highly satisfied with that. And I think once I get the other buildings around, it'll look awesome. Now, I know I'm gonna get more comments about the hospital and the airport. I am gonna be working on those eventually. I'm gonna take this one thing at a time, so I need to finish this first. And then we'll probably either move on to the hospital or the airport. The airport's gonna wind up being, and it's not gonna be a big airport, it's gonna be a small one. Probably off in the distance, there's the flat land that's right in front of the fence at the edge of the map. That's probably gonna be the best spot for an airport because there's a lot less trees there. The other plan, I know I need to do the construction site, so that's a thing too. I've just got a lot of things to do. I've got a huge list, so I've got all that. I still need to name the town, and I'm thinking of a neat way to do that. Maybe a little like poll or something. I'll probably take maybe 5 or so names that you guys suggest, and then maybe we'll make a poll and we'll decide what we want to call the town. But still a lot of things to do. I've got a whole lot of work, so hopefully you guys enjoyed this episode. Like I said, it's not, you know, I don't like to do progress updates like this. I at least want to have something really complete, and I guess the main building is complete, but I like to have even more. So I don't know, it's just the way my mentality when I do these scrap mechanic builds. I always sometimes doubt myself, but I know I got a lot done here today, and I know I've got some time to work on it also tomorrow or today when this video is released, so definitely try to get that out there for you guys. So expect another scrap mechanic on Saturday, and then we'll do probably a turmoil on Sunday, and I'll wrap back around, and hopefully by maybe Tuesday I'll be done with the school facility. You never know, maybe today I'll have enough time to finish it, but I think I've got many hours left to go on that facility, so I'm gonna do that. But hopefully you enjoyed the episode today, guys, and we will see you guys next time. Thank you.